Alright. Hopefully you guys can hear the audio this time. I've got to change the resolution once I get in here. I was demoing the game for someone and I had it set at a different resolution. So hopefully that is what I need to have it set on. Oh, no, it's a little messed up. Well, we'll go with that. Because at least you'd be able to see everything. I do need to move my camera. I probably will adjust it a little bit until I find like the perfect spot so it's not covering everything. But welcome to my solar stream. This is episode 4. Oh, so Joe, you said you can't hear anything? Well, I'm going to have to continue to work on this problem. Unfortunately, yeah, I don't have any more volume, so I am going to try to... Something keeps banging on the mic as well. Oh, no problem. My mic has sort of become detached, so hopefully that's not a problem anymore. Hopefully I fixed it. But I'm back taking a look at the Lord of the Rings living card game by Fantasy Flight Interactive, which is a subsidiary of Fantasy Flight Games. I've been taking a look at a few things so far. In particular, I've played the first scenario, or I played the tutorial scenario. I played the first scenario on easy and normal mode. The difference being that Sauron has access to one more resource per turn. It's on normal mode, it's even, so we both get 3 resources each turn. And tonight I'm going to be playing through the same scenario with the same core starter set that they provide for you when you purchase it or when you first download the game. And I'm going to be playing it on hard mode, so Sauron will actually have 4 resources tonight, which will be crazy. So, and in addition to that craziness, I'm also going to risk madness by gazing into the Palantir. Whoa. Sorry, my mic is still a little crazy. So but first before I do that, I'm gonna take the good advice I've had, which is, I want to try and buy my common cards that I have already. All the common cards I can buy. Let's see if I can... Well, unfortunately, it doesn't look like I can filter out the common ones. Hard mode also has less card draws for you. Oh, great. So there's an additional fun thing. I am going to purchase the cheaper cards so that when I do the Palantirs, I get a random draw, some kind of random event, random card, or something I don't have. So I'm going to go ahead and purchase all the common cards. Now I've got a couple of copies of these. As you notice here, when I'm purchasing things in the Valor card section, once I purchase 2, I cannot accidentally purchase anything extra. And as you can see, you can always tell how many cards you have. You can't ever purchase more than 2 cards because of the fact that you can't put more than 2 inside of any deck, so there's no point in having more than 2. These rarer cards here are up to 3,000 Valor. The common cards or uncommon cards are usually cheaper. They're 500 to 7. They're 375 for 1 or obviously 750 for 2. So the rare cards are what you want with the Palantir views. I've got so many. I've got 17 that I definitely want my rare cards to be better. So I only have, as you notice, Barlam and Butterbur is only purchasable in the Valor store, and it costs me 3,000 to purchase 2 of them. So I'm going to hopefully get some of those in Palantir view. So I'm only purchasing the common cards and uncommon, I think. Legendary are even more expensive. Just for one card, it's 3,000 victory points. I have one right now, so I'm definitely not purchasing that one. I'm going to purchase my second Erebor Record Keeper, because he's common. Second Escort from Edoras. 2 copies of Ever Vigilant, which I don't have. Two copies of Forest Snare, great card. They are a little more expensive, 1,500, so the uncommons are a little more expensive, but I think they're still worth purchasing 2 copies of cards, even from the uncommons, and then that way the only cards that I'll get from Palantirs should be rares and legendaries. Thankfully, I already have 1 copy of some of these cards. So I'm skipping the rares, they're too expensive. Legendaries are really expensive. Moving on to page 3, purchasing 2 Limbuses. Looks like there's a good mix of cards in the options to buy from Valor, the Valor store. I'm running down into 24,000, which is still a pretty good amount. Rain of Arrows. I definitely want to have all the options. I like to have all the options if I'm going to build a deck, which I actually am thinking about. Next Tuesday I'll be back to my normal stream date and time. I shouldn't have any kind of disruptions in the schedule from this point on for a while. So be sure and tune in regularly. Next week I will be doing some deck building, I think. I think I'm at the point where I want to build my own deck. I think we'll have a pretty good idea of what the core set deck, how it plays up against every possible difficulty. Oh, I have the Sylvan Tracker, 2 of them already, or her. I'm going to buy my last brooch, Star Brooch. Legendary, uncommon, okay. There are actually a lot of cards that are available only in the Valor store. Last time I purchased card booster packs, which gave me 1 copy of 4 different cards, 1 from each sphere. And when I did that, that opened up and unlocked some of the cards I could purchase in the Valor store. But there are actually cards in the Valor store that you can purchase. You can only purchase with Valor. They're not available in packs, which is kind of cool. You build up enough Valor, you got a little bit of money to spend, and there's cards to buy to make your decks even better. 1 more set of common cards, and that's it. I still have over 10,000 Valor, which is nice. So at this point, there's nothing else I can purchase from the stores. I'll go back, and in the shop, obviously you can see. Later on there'll be campaigns that'll be purchasable, but I have the first one that's available already. I have purchased all of the packs. Obviously it won't let me purchase them again. And I also got a Palantir view, so if you buy cards in packs, it's the only way to get certain cards. Even though they are available in the Valor store, it won't let you purchase them unless you purchase the packs first. But that also includes a Palantir view. And each pack includes a hero, which is, I mean, that's pretty essential. I don't think you can get any heroes that I know of right now just in the Valor store. So the packs are the only ways to get heroes, and some of the certain types of cards are the only ways you can get those. Let's see. So now I'm going to the Palantir. At first the globe was dark, black as jet, with the moonlight gleaming on its surface. Then there came a faint glow and stir in the heart of it, and it held his eyes. So you just click the Palantir to gaze into it, and it prompts you, asks you if you want to use one of your views. Boom! So it looks like I got two items. One is a rare card, which of course this is what I wanted. I purchased all the commons and uncommons, and now I'm getting a rare card that would have been really expensive. So I don't have to put my money on that. I also got a visual effect, a player frame. I can select a different frame if I want to. This one's kind of more of a Shire-like, I'm assuming, frame, wooden frame. Alright, so that's cool. Well, let's see. I'm going to do one more Palantir view. Okay, so there's a little bit of information here. The Palantir is a bonus system. The wondrous object of mysterious ability grants rewards when you gaze into it. You spend a Palantir view each time you gaze into it. You receive 2 rewards, so it's always going to have 2 rewards. Valor points. So I could get Valor points. I think that's what they give you for Palantir views once you've already purchased everything. I'm guessing. But if you also have cards you don't own, it will give you a card you don't own, or some kind of new cosmetic item. Palantir views are precious things. You can gain them through exceptional gameplay or through special boons bestowed upon you. So they're pretty rare, which is why you don't want to waste them with a possible common draw. So I'm going to do one more purchase. Or view, I guess. No. Alright, so I just received one of the Barlaman Butterbur cards that was rare. And I would not have been able to get this without making a huge purchase. I don't have any copies, and now I have 1 copy. So that is one of the things, too, about the Palantir views is it's possible you could, if I already have a copy of Barlaman, but I don't have a second one, I could possibly get another draw, but it's good to have 2 cards because you never know, you might want to build a deck with 2 of these cards. I also got a glowing avatar. I'm not sure if that's glowing. Another dwarf, but anyway, that's the Palantir view. So it looks like there's usually some kind of game-changing either card or maybe Valor points that you'll get on the left, and then the right will be a cosmetic edition. And I'm not sure how many of the cosmetic editions there are, but when you click on the frame, there's lots of avatars to choose from that you get just for purchasing, and then you also get many frames to choose from, so you can switch out ones if you like. So those are the cosmetic things. I don't really... Oh, there's also, I think for cosmetics, there's also, when you build decks, you can also get card backs. And I'm not sure where you pick that. I could have sworn that was up here, but but you can pick your card back. So while you're playing, you can view whatever card back you're interested in. So once again, there's 1 campaign that's available. We're back at Middle Earth. There will be obviously many more, I'm sure, available eventually. Those are purchasable with Valor. If you remember, those were in the Valor store. And you can kind of purchase them as you get them, as you beat them. And then each quest has usually about 5 scenarios, I'm thinking. Each of the scenarios is a full quest with many stages. I thought there were just 3 each, but I was actually wrong. The first one's 4. So I can imagine some of the other ones might be even longer. And you can play them on either easy, normal, or hard difficulty. Today I'm doing hard difficulty with the starter deck. So, let's see how fast I get beat. I'm hoping that I can do pretty well, at least get past a few stages, but we'll see. So I'm going to skip past the story. We know that Bilbo's been kidnapped. Each of the heroes steps up to try to find him, searching in the forest. So at this point, I've got to choose my starting hand. I really want to be careful because he's got really, so much income with his resources, and I have maybe a few possible card draw limitations for myself. So I want to make sure and pick really good cards. I probably want to get rid of the caregiver and have him come in later because I don't need healing right now. The round shield will be good because there'll be a lot more enemies, so I want to mitigate some of the damage. I really like some of these free items. And the veteran axe hand seems like an okay keep because I don't have any other allies right now. And I need at least one to possibly bring out right away to help guard and take damage. He's got a good amount of hit points too. That's good. Okay, I'm going to keep all this. Addercop is hard in hard mode. Is that this? Oh, this is what I'm playing, right? Is Addercop? Okay, great. So I'm actually playing a pretty hard. According to Joe here, he's telling me that this is a pretty hard mode, or for this scenario, this is pretty hard to play in hard mode. Okay, so for this scenario stage, I've got to defeat every enemy, or examine the strange gleam under the leaves. So I think I remember from previous playthroughs of this game that if I defeat all the enemies, I still get the same reward as if I do this objective, which is the sword. Bilbo dropped Sting. There's 2 guarded enemies. One of them is pretty easy to defeat, possibly if I equip a good sword on him. All the enemies do 2 damage, so it doesn't really matter to try to stop any particular enemy. I think what I'm going to do... So Gimli is going to get some big damage on him once someone gets hit. I think I'm going to bring out the veteran axe hand just for some extra cushion. And I think, well, Sauron's definitely going for my heroes, not my veteran axe hand. I could put veteran axe hand on guard, which would make him take the next hit. Then I've only got 4 more damage to deal with. I could also negate some of the damage immediately by killing this spider here. I think I'll do that. But of course he reciprocated damage, so I still took damage, but at least I got rid of him for future rounds. You have to be really careful. The start of every stage usually involves the most amount of enemies, and so if you can get them down as fast as possible without taking damage, I mean, it seems pretty logical, makes sense, but it's sometimes easy to forget that when you're trying to get cards out, or you have other things you'd like to do, like quest progression, things like that. I could reduce this enemy to damage to nothing, and then that would be the end of the damage I'd take. If I do that, then I could easily defeat... No, I've got to hit the guarded guy. But that would at least give me time. He's got 4 more inner resources too. Sheesh. So he could be playing a lot more stuff. I think I'm going to save Feint for an enemy that does more damage, because I'm thinking with 4 resources he might bring out something more. So they're beating up on Aragorn. I'm going to go ahead and equip a sword on him. Well, I'll put this guy in guard. The spider will do damage. Now I'll play the sword on Aragorn, which gives him 3 damage, and of course here comes another spider. This spider now has guard, obviously. If I attack him with Aragorn, then he's going to reciprocate 2 damage, and Aragorn will be down to 7. I don't really want to do that. My only other option would be I think this might be worth using, so I'm going to reduce his attack to nothing. And then, of course, there's another guy. So now Aragorn can finish this guy off. Okay, so I can either work on the quest. The problem is, well, I guess I can... Yeah, I think it's worth it. Because now the quest is doable within 1 round, if I need to. And I can get away from all these guys. But I do have to deal with... I could have readied Aragorn again. That would have been smart. Unfortunately, I didn't do that. Now, one thing I remembered I did learn last round is that every stage of the scenario has different fate events that you can trigger and threat events. So I have to be really careful and try to get some of the fate events if I can. But this is going to be a big struggle in general. Arwen at the beginning of every round heals a character, so I will heal her. And Imlada's caregiver is a nice meat shield. But I've got to decide. Do I want to heal someone or do I want to give someone mitigated damage? I also should attack something, but I'm not going to do enough damage to kill the thing that's on guard. So I will just block. And this way Aragorn could possibly go twice. Whew, there's a lot of guys out here. Okay, so now Gimli is strong enough to kill this guy on his own. That takes away 2 damage and the guarded enemy. Unfortunately, he took reciprocal damage. Now there's a hazard in play. Each ally that enters play is going to be exhausted. That's okay because I don't have to worry about this right now. Because I don't have enough resources to play another enemy or an ally, but I should save this resource for Aragorn because he can attack twice. So I don't want to defeat these or attack these spiders because they won't die. But this is the smartest thing to attack because it does 2 damage. Gimli's taking a lot of damage. I need to figure out... Okay, so if I use Aragorn's power, he gets Surge, which means he can unexhaust and attack. I just wish that I could do enough damage to kill this last spider before he can attack. Okay. So at the end of every round, he's going to gain threat. So it's probably a good idea, because there's all these hazards, it's probably going to be smart for me to get out of here. He's going to get 1 more attack. But at least I won't have to worry about all of these things. Okay, lying on the forest floor is a small elven blade, beautiful, strong, and light. It's Bilbo's sword. So this is going to be a great sword. Unfortunately, I have a sword already on my guy, so I'm going to go ahead and travel, which will let him attack, but he'd get to attack anyway. Oh, interesting. The spider didn't attack. I thought it was supposed to get to. That must be a glitch or something because I think that was supposed to happen. So now we've got to make our way across the stream. We come to a stream as we're searching through the forest for Bilbo. Now what sucks is, okay, we started a new round. I can heal, so I'll heal Gimli. Try to keep everybody as even as possible. Hopefully that'll equalize them as far as targets. So I could play Sting, which would effectively, but wouldn't be necessarily powerful because there aren't any orcs or spiders here. So in my upkeep, I've got a new hazard here. It's going to reduce my card draw by 1 every round, which is okay because I don't have a lot of resources built up right now anyway. Push over the tree to bridge the stream is my objective. I've got to beat this. The problem is there's a gigantic bear who is going to hurt me. But I think he'll do damage. He's going to hit somebody. I don't have enough to kill him with one person. But if he attacks someone, which I'm assuming he will, Gimli's power will be raised up to 4, and so he could finish off the bear in one hit. So I'll have Aragorn hit the bats, which takes 2 damage away from Sauron. And, of course, hits him, and then he can reciprocate. Okay, now I'm in trouble. So the caregiver is probably a smart play because I can heal, and then Arwen can heal more. Discard a random hero's attachment. Oh, he got rid of my warrior sword, so that means Sting will be a good replacement. Hello, Heroic. Nice to see ya. So the question is do I reduce my card draw, or do I stop that hazard? It seems smart. Plus it's extra valor points at the end. Sauron's going to pass, of course. Of course, Aragorn's glowing, letting me know, hey, I'm still here. You can bring me back in, game, coach. So I'm going to do that. I think I will finish off the snake. And then I'll have the caregiver work on the objective. Pretty good round. Made it to the second stage. Still in the upper... Oh, 3-4 spiders come into play. Spoke too soon. The 35 of threat event came into play. What is my fate event? For 2, I can get some herbs. Ready a character, then deal a damage to it. Okay, so I can ready a character, but it causes them to take some damage, which is not too bad. So I get to restore hit points to a character, so I'll have Gimli up to 7. I can play Self-Preservation, which restores a health. That's not that great for... Oh, this is actually an attachment. That is cool. Every upkeep you gain a health, so I could have self-regen. But I think I should play Sting. But should I do that first? Yeah, these guys all have 4 hit points, so they're gonna... Well, maybe I'll put him on guard. Yeah, take some of the damage. He's not... I mean, he is a good quester, but he's not necessarily good for much else. So I'll play Sting on Gimli, who now has 4, but if he's attacking a spider, he will have a 5, I think. Oop. Yes. And that's great because 4 is exactly how much damage I need to kill this last spider. Or actually at 5. Oh no! Well, I wish I would have saved him, but Now he's got guard, which means I can't complete this objective or work on it until this guy's down. He does 2 damage, which isn't too bad. But I'm going to have to spend a couple rounds working on him. Oh, I can have Aragorn. Yeah. Silly me. Aragorn is so useful. I can unexhaust him and then finish this guy off. So I feel like it's going pretty well as far as being able to stay in control of the board, even though I have one less resource than he does. Because I'm able to keep his numbers down and still work on objectives. For four fate, I can gain Mirkwood Water. For 7 fate, I can bring Gloin in, which might be good to do before I move on to the next area. Let's heal Gimli. I like that I'm getting a lot of healing on this because I'm really going to need it. So the smart thing would be just to kill one of the spiders first so that the other one will... Oh, I mean, he'll only get 2 damage as of right now. So... guess I'll do that with Gimli because he's the only one that can for sure kill. So at this point, I can bring in my caregiver. Well, wait a second. I think it might be smarter to get this activated because the longer I have this in effect, the more healing I'll be able to do. Oh, so he just played a card, which isn't actually that punishing. It cost him a lot. He basically restored this objective back to its full value, so I have to quest another 6 rounds. I still have the ability to, I think, go twice with Aragorn again. Sauron passes, so I will... Is it going to be worth it reactivating Aragorn? I don't think it will. I think I should save my money, my resources, because I'll get to attack first, which means I can kill this guy easily anyway. So I might as well quest with her. I need to start working on Fate. So I think I'll end the phase early, just so that I can save money and I'm going to have some good control of everything. Okay, so I triggered another threat event. Exhaust a random ally. That ally does not ready during the next upkeep. Great. So, oh, that is beautiful. I had no allies out, so thankfully I didn't play that ally, which means that he won't be exhausted. And so there were no allies to exhaust. So at this point, Aragorn should definitely... Oh, I gotta heal. Obviously, Gimli. It's interesting. Arwen and Gimli should have healed. I'm not sure why I didn't get to heal twice. That's kind of a mystery. So I'm going to go ahead and attack the spider with Aragorn in case Gimli needs his power to attack something stronger, like, of course, this. Ooh, okay, what does this guy do? Gain 1 threat when she comes out, Brood Mother, then summon a hatchling spider. So the hatchling spider's not too bad. Gimli could easily take her out. The hatchling spider will do damage, yeah. And Arwen will pour some money into Fate. Deal 1 damage to every exhausted character, so that wasn't good. Alright, so I can gain a resource, but I really don't need to because, well, might as well. Sauron's gonna pass. I'm gonna go ahead and play the Caregiver. Heal Gimli up a little bit. Now he'll be a good tank, some extra help next round. Exhaust the next ally that enters play. Okay, so that's not bad because he had that preparation card lying in wait, but that's okay because I wasn't really going to do much with him anyway. I am going to wake Aragorn back up and finish off the spider. Now if I have a good phase next round, or if I have a good round next round, I'm hoping okay, so he does gain hit health points back. It's just automatically on him. That makes sense. So it restores one health, but only to him. So I get to select it with Arwen because she can heal anyone, but he only heals himself, so it automatically triggers. Okay, so it did happen. I can play Advanced Warning, exhaust the next enemy that enters play. That seems smart. I have a feeling with 4 resources he's going to play some enemies. So as a threat, a new hazard event, gain 1 threat every time you play a card. Okay, so we'll go ahead and just quest that out of existence right now. So even if he plays more cards, which he just did, Hatchling Spider comes out as exhausted. It's not that great of an enemy, but to worry about. So I'm going to have the Caregiver spend some threat. I think we're up to 5 threat. Reduce every ally to 0 willpower. So if you are playing this game, I have noticed that there are a lot of things that happen to allies. So if you have a choice between acting with an ally when it comes to not being exhausted, or this willpower card is a big card that Sauron could play to basically keep allies from questing. But thankfully I was smart and I beat him to the punch and quested first. So it basically had no effect. I'm not even really sure why he played that card, because I don't need any more willpower from him from any allies this round. So because I'm at 5, I think it might be smart for me to do some fate action. So now I can bring Gloin out. Okay, so he played Watchers in the Dark and gained some threat. He's triggering another threat event, which is to defeat every ally in play. So I do not want to bring Gloin out right now. If I do, he'll get killed. This Caregiver is going to die, but that's not a big deal. I'm going to go ahead and risk using Gimli's huge attack. Yeah, that is one thing that's important to remember. This is an early access game, so the AI of Sauron is going to be evolving very much, and there are some devious things he does sometimes, and then sometimes he's still learning. So hopefully he'll become much smarter as we go on. He did play a spider with his last resource, so I will unexhaust Aragorn. Unfortunately, he'll have more hit points than I can do damage. So he'll still do, yeah, his 2 points of damage. And I think that's all I can do. So now the threat event's going to trigger, and then I can bring Gloin out next round. Goodbye, Caregiver. So I don't want to put any more healing on Gimli because obviously Arwen is already low, but Gimli is going to heal back up to normal here pretty quick. Okay, so I'm going to bring... No, I should attack first. Go ahead and finish the spider off. Now he's going to be playing on the defensive here because every card he plays is going to if it's an enemy, for example, I can just, as soon as he brings it out, I can attack it, and I pretty much have enough damage to kill most spiders, most events, most creatures that could come out. I'm going to go ahead and bring Gloin out. He's a pretty good damage dealer, but he has really good defense. He's basically like about as powerful as a hero. So this is cool. I brought the Fate event out, and it did not take my action up. So I can go ahead and I'm gonna save this Galadin Archer because she does damage as she comes out. So I don't want to. I don't want to do that. What I'd like to do is save up for this Mirkwood water. So I'm gonna go ahead and have Arwen work on the next Fate event. So this is what I was talking about. I've kind of got the tempo in my favor. I could attack with Gimli, but I want to save that for a possible spider attack. So I'm going to attack with Gloin, who does more than enough damage to kill. He's playing some preparation cards, so he's got some traps in wait somehow for something. I only need one more. I'm going to go ahead. Well, he's out of resources, so he's not going to be playing any cards unless he's got a free card. Free creature he can play, but I don't think he can. I'm going to go ahead and have Gimli dedicate his Fate. So if Sauron passed, I'm going to go ahead and get this Mirkwood water so I can exhaust any enemy with that. That's crazy. And I'm assuming that also includes maybe bosses. We'll see. So I'm going to end because save my resources, and Aragorn doesn't have enough to finish this quest anyway. Arwen needs some healing. Gimli is back up to 11. Okay, I'm going to play a round shield. I think Gimli has one. No, Gimli does not have one yet. Aragorn has it. So I'm going to go ahead and play this on Gimli. Now he's also blocking one point of damage for every attack. Ah, this is disappointing. So after one of the treachery cards I triggered. After I play a card, I lose a random card from my hand. I'm probably going to lose the Mirkwood water. Nope, I lost the Archer. Okay, that's good. Okay, so the Spider Guard is going to do 1 damage, but Gimli can do him 5, so... Another spider. This time I don't have enough to kill him before he'll attack. And I really don't care about this last Fate event. I don't really need to unexhaust by doing myself damage. So I think what I'll do is I'll just finish this quest. And he's going to attack no matter what. Oh, but he blocked one, so he only did 1 damage. That's not bad. And now if I travel, I don't have to worry about him following, and there's no reason to stay here. The other reason why I should probably get a move on, yeah, Gimli's definitely stacked. The one thing I need to worry about is I've got 2 stages left, and I'm at 43 threat, which is not good. But this stage should hopefully be pretty easy to speed through. I just have to defeat Kyros. Now the bad thing about him is he exhausts any character that he attacks. So I have to try, and this is a perfect card that I just got to help me with this fight, because Guard will automatically take this hit from Kyros. He'll die, but he draws the fire. Now he's exhausted and I can attack with everything, and this works out beautifully because I can do 7, 8, 9, 10 damage, enough to kill him, and I've still got my exhausted enemy card. The question is though, do I want to... Nope, the Wild Honeycomb isn't that great because he's not going to be able to pursue me anyway. But do I want to try to go for Grimbjorn? 5, 6, 7... I wonder if it's going to auto, if I travel automatically, or if I can stay and do other events. Six. Let's see. How much damage would I need to do? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I need to attack with everyone. Aragorn could untap again and do 2 on the willpower. All right, let's do this. Let's see what happens. Hopefully, I'll get a travel button. Okay, so I don't want to exhaust him, but maybe it's a smart move because I can't do enough damage. Gimli can go up to 5, but all right, let's do it. No, he canceled my event. That's lame. So he did damage, but that's okay because Gimli heals pretty. His heal is pretty awesome. I feel like I should attack him now because it's going to be a huge amount of damage. So he has block, so he's only taking. If I attack with Aragorn, he's only going to do 2 damage. So I think this is going to go into a second round. I'm going to go ahead and have her spend Fate. And now I'm in trouble because I'm only drawing 1 card every round, and I have way more resources than I need. But that helps me with Aragorn. I can easily have him attack multiple times. So we'll start with this spider and then unexhaust him. And then we'll finish the spider. So now I got to figure out a way for hopefully Kyros to not be able to attack another round. Well, okay. I could play the archer who will deal the damage when she comes out. Yeah, let's do that. Let's see what happens. Okay, good. I was hoping that would happen. It's kind of this weird thing where sometimes allies are the first ones attacked by Sauron. It probably would have been better in the long run, in the long game, for him to attack a hero, but... And then also the Gjallarhorn Archer only took 2 damage to kill, so it doesn't seem like that was really smart. So I definitely want to wait and see what he's going to play with his 4 resources. So I'm going to go ahead and spend Fate. I only have 2 more Fate until I can bring out Grimbjorn. So he just brought out some spiders. Gimli can easily take care of those because he can do 5 damage. Now he's down to 2 resources. Okay, so he just gave... Ooh, he just gave Kyros Driven by Shadow, which gives him an extra 2 attack. Okay. So I think I'm going to want to make sure and finish this round. And this is unfortunate because I only need 2 more resources. Well, I think this will work because I can attack first next round and finish him. So I am going to... Oh, I can spend a resource to discard a shadow attachment. That's powerful, but I don't think he's going to need... Unless he brings out another guy. So he gave Kyros block. That's okay. Alright, so Grimbjorn's coming out. Sauron's passed. Grimbjorn's pretty huge. I'll be going into the last stage with a pretty good amount of power. And now I can finish off Kyros. Maybe. No, I think I'm only going to do 2 damage, yeah. So, but I will... Oh, I forgot he's got Stalwart, so he actually gets 6 points of damage every round. He's pretty amazing. Okay. That is awesome. Yeah, thanks for reminding me that, Joe. I did not know he had Surge, which makes this fight pretty good and sets me up for a good final battle. I'm at 45 threat. Final encounter. So I kind of have to do this in 5 rounds. There's doesn't look like there's any fate events. So I did have a threat event trigger though. Discard all cards from each player's deck. This has actually been pretty lucky for me tonight because I have no cards in my deck. Oh, discard all cards in my deck. The draw deck. Okay, so I have to beat what's on the board with what I have. Which is okay. I think I can do this. Because I know one thing that can happen that's really cool is that I think I can, if I get this cocoon open, I think I can do some good. I have to defeat every enemy. So if I can do this, I will be able to. All I have to do is beat these 4 enemies, and then if I can also get the cocoon out, then I might have an extra guy to help me. Otherwise, I just have what's on the board. I really want to take out these spiders that do 3 damage, but I think I'm just going to have to take damage from them. Nothing is going to be able to take out spiders better than Gimli. But I do 5 damage, so maybe it's better to go this route. I know it seems weird, but... Plus it takes guard off. Now the only guy that has guard... He's only going to do 1 damage. Well, I don't think anybody is going to die anytime soon, but Grimbjorn's down to 4, so I should start attacking with him. Yeah. And now he's got 1 more attack. And there's... I mean, this is obvious. I gotta try to protect him. So now, if I kill... Since I killed this guy, Sauron only has 1 more damage he can do. Yep, so he goes after a different guy. I'm going to have Arwen work on this. Ugh. Okay, so I think I can beat him. Even though our Aragorn does take damage. Sauron gains a resource for each ally in play, so 2 resources he's going to get. Obviously, I need to bring Aragorn back. And he gets a surge action. I certainly need to try to kill something, so... I think he and Gloin need to work on the big guy who does a lot of damage. Okay, he does get Stalwart, but I don't think it takes effect until next round, since he's already exhausted. So I'm taking out the big damage guy. Ugh. He just gets a lot of enemies all the time. So it's a new round. Still doing okay. No one's below 5 hit points. Well, Grimbjorn is. I'm going to heal him up. Gimli is almost back to normal health, which is awesome. Okay, so I got to be really careful because if everybody gangs up on Grimbjorn, he will die. I could put somebody on guard. Maybe I will do that with Gloin. Yeah, so the only enemy that does 2 damage has attacked. Oh, does he have Stalwart? He does. So he's going to get a second attack. But he did do 2 damage, so that means that now Aragorn could finish him off, and now Sauron is down to just 2 damage. Oh, I can't. I've got to attack a guard enemy. Well, I will put Aragorn on guard, which finishes him off. That's who I would have attacked anyway, even though Aragorn had to take a little damage. Now Sauron is just down to 2 damage that he could do. And I'll take care of one of that. Well, if I attack with Grimbjorn, he will also take damage. I'm trying to save Gimli in case another spider comes out. I know what I'll do. I'll bring Aragorn back, have him guard again. Every enemy in play gets +1 attack. Okay, that's good. Oh, okay. So Aragorn is not able to do. He's just going to guard, but he's going to do plenty of damage to kill whoever attacks him next. He's down to 1 hit point, so I'm going to see what he does next. Oh, I have to attack the guard guy. All right, I'll take this guy out. Okay. A surprising rescue. You tear into the concerningly large cocoon, much to your disappointment, but not to his. The cocoon doesn't contain Bilbo, but a Bjorning by the name of Willelk. Quest complete. Oh, apparently I beat it. So I guess I did defeat every enemy in play. That's right. That's all I had to do. So I got about 170 out of 275 possible points. Not bad for a hard quest. I don't think I unlocked anything. Yeah, because I think I have to get a certain number of Valor points to be able to unlock. Oh, I've already unlocked the Valor reward. I have to get 250 to get a Palantir view. So I get bonus because I use these heroes. I get Valor bonus for using certain heroes in decks. So it kind of incentivizes you to try out different decks, different heroes, that kind of thing. And then you can unlock a Palantir view if you get a score higher than 250. But unfortunately, I did not do that on hard mode. But thanks, Joe. Yeah, that was a win. So kind of crazy. I think a lot of it was really lucky as far as, oh, I got a wizard event, 25 Valor because I played 20 event cards. Cool. So it's pretty amazing because of the fact that it was fast. It was a pretty fast game, and I really got some lucky threat events that happened at the perfect time when I either had no cards in my hand or no allies. I also got a little lucky with his attacks that he chose. I got lucky on card draws, and I definitely built up a really good healing engine that really kept all my heroes pretty much way high health, and with the allies that I added that also had high health, he just could not do enough damage to try to whittle my heroes, my army down at all. So I think at that point we might have a little bit of an early stop tonight. I need to do some research. I'm not sure if I got the last stream that I did uploaded onto YouTube. I need to figure out which one I'm missing. I think I might not have uploaded the last week's stream, so I've got to do that plus this week's stream, and then if that's true, so those of you, if you want to rewatch it, basically next week I'll be back to my regular streaming time, Tuesday at 8 o'clock. And I think what I'm going to be doing next time is I've looked at Vault, I've looked at the Palantir. There's not much else to do other than look at decks, the deck builder, see how that works. And I'll be showing you guys how to build decks, and then I'll also try my hand at building a deck. I'm sure I will be very amateur at it. And then we will once again return back to the Shadows of Mirkwood. I think that's the name of this one. Oh, the Shadows Reach. We'll go back to Shadows Reach campaign and play the second scenario. I think what I'll do is, I don't know that I want to go through and play all the difficulties in all the scenarios, so I think what I'll do is kind of a middle ground, strike the middle ground, which is, I'll play the normal version, so it's a little bit of a challenge. It's not too easy, it's not too hard. I'll play the normal version of the rest of the quests in the series, and then at that point, we might be done with looking at the early access for Lord of the Rings, and we'll be moving on to some other really cool board game adaptations into video game form, so you can kind of see more than just Lord of the Rings, some other great games that are out there. If you're interested in board games, there's some really cool stuff to play. So we'll be kind of moving through that. Don't forget, also Saturday is the final scenario of our Kickstarter campaign playthrough in Gloomhaven. It's the end of an era. We've been playing for over a. It's crazy. We've been playing for over a year. I'm pretty sure we figured that out, and we just now are beating the 10th scenario. It was a little difficult starting out, but now we're doing really well. We've become expert players, we feel like, and we're finishing up that campaign. Probably not this Saturday, but we're definitely starting the last scenario this Saturday. And then we'll be moving on and starting a new campaign of something else. We're still trying to figure out what that's going to be. So if you're interested in jumping in and seeing us on Table Flip and try out some really cool story-related board game, story-themed games, make sure and check us out. We'll be starting a new campaign soon, and I'll be telling you about that here. And continuing streaming Lord of the Rings next week. So until then, we'll see you guys later. Bye.